Congressman, in your opinion, what is the current state of the administration's performance on economy?
Oh, it's woeful. What we have is a wholesale move toward a political economy, which means that the government is making decisions, picking winners and losers, deciding who makes it and who doesn't make it, instead of free market capitalism, which made us the greatest nation in the history of the world.
Do you believe the Obama administration will have an impact in the near future on the economy's improvement?
In the economy's improvement, it's impossible for them to improve the economy with the policies that they've adopted. What they've done, or tried to do, is to borrow and spend their way to prosperity. No nation's ever done it in the history of mankind. It's not about to start now.
Recently, President Obama also, on a different note, President Obama indicated that Iran might have the ability to have nuclear power. What was your reaction to that?
You mean nuclear electricity?
Yes.
Well, I found that very amusing because he said that Iran can have nuclear electricity, but the United States can't, which is a very curious policy by the federal government and by this president. What it means is that he does things for political purposes, not for policy reasons, not for the betterment of the nation, but to increase the power, the central power of the federal government, which, as you know very well, stifles creativity, stifles ingenuity, stifles entrepreneurship, stifles success all across this land.
Steve King mentioned in a recent interview that President Obama is actually very naive on the whole issue and needs some help from the Republicans. But critics have accused the Republican Party of not providing that. How do you respond to that?
Well, it takes two to tango, and I don't know that he's naive. I would suggest that, again, his decisions by and large are wholly political. They relate to how much power he can amass within the administration so that he can help his friends and punish his enemies. And that's what we see over and over and over in this administration. We see it with the automobile companies. We see it with the energy policy. We see it in health care. I'm a physician. We see a wholesale move toward having the federal government run every single aspect of everybody's life.
On a similar note, the Republican Party in recent days have had a lot of critics saying that nothing's being done to stop the Obama administration. Why is that? Or is it the Republicans are doing something, but it's just not getting picked up by the media?
Well, it depends who you're talking to and what media you're talking about. I'm privileged to chair the Republican Study Committee this cycle, which is the largest group in the House of Representatives in terms of a caucus. We're over 110 strong, and what I've challenged our folks with doing is coming up with positive, optimistic, forward-thinking, upbeat solutions that embrace fundamental American principles. We've done that. We've put an economic stimulus bill together and introduced it, which would, in fact, stimulate the economy and decrease spending at the federal level. We put forward a balanced budget. I know it's hard to believe, but we put forward a balanced budget that would balance within a 10-year period of time, which is a challenge in this environment, but is possible. We got a vote on that on the floor of the House. It won't surprise you to know that all Democrats opposed a balanced budget that was put on the floor of the House. We've introduced an energy bill that we call the American Energy Innovation Act, which is a bill that would provide for incentives for increasing innovation, new energy, increasing conservation, decreasing the demand side, and then increasing responsible use of American energy resources. That's the kind of thing that we ought to be doing. That's the kind of thing that we are doing. I believe we have the solutions that the American public will embrace. Our challenge, as you noted, is to get that message out.
You'll be speaking today at the NTU conference. Could you give us a little preview of your speech?
Well, we're going to talk about what we've discussed right here, and that is that we're in a political economy, and it's a dangerous place to be. It means that politicians are making decisions about the welfare of individual companies, individual people, and our nation, as opposed to what always has worked and will always work if we allow it, and that is free market capitalism. These folks are here and gathered from across this nation because they are concerned about the state of politics right now, the state of this administration, the far-reaching aspects of this administration, and the overreach that they're undergoing.
Last question that we're asking all the speakers. If you had to describe the Obama administration in one word, what would it be?
Dangerous.